Hear me, mortals. I am Alexandros, son of Philip, king of Macedon, pharaoh of Egypt, lord of Asia. For 3,000 years, men have spoken my name in awe, whispered of my conquests, and wondered at the fire that drove me. Now, step with me, not into dusty tombs, but onto the battlefields of history, to the very edges of the known world.
I was born in 356 BC in Pella, the capital of Macedon. My father was the formidable King Philip II, the man who built the foundation upon which my empire stood. He took a barbarian kingdom at the northern edge of the Greek world and forged it into the dominant power of the Hellenic world.
He taught me war. He gifted me the largest army Macedon had ever seen, perfected with the terrifying long spear, the sarissa.
But a king is nothing without wisdom. My tutor was the greatest mind of the age, Aristotle. He filled my mind with philosophy, science, and the epic tales of Homer. I carried a copy of the Iliad, annotated by my teacher, on all my campaigns. My destiny was sealed early. As a mere boy, I tamed the great black stallion, Bucephalus. And at the Battle of Chaeronea in 338 BC, I led the companion cavalry that shattered the resistance of Thebes and Athens. When my father was assassinated in 336 BC, I took the throne. I was 20. Did men think me a boy? They learned otherwise.
When Thebes revolted, I marched south, took the city, and razed it to the ground. I sent a message to all: defy Alexander, and you will be destroyed. My eyes were already fixed on the east.
For 2 centuries, the Persian Empire, the largest, vaster, and richest the world had ever seen, had threatened the Greek world. My father had planned the invasion, but it fell to me to execute it, to reverse the tide of history.
In 334 BC, with my Hellenic army, Macedonians and Greeks united under my banner, I crossed the Hellespont into Asia Minor. I plunged my spear into the soil and declared Asia Spear One Land.
My first test came at the Granicus River. The local satraps met me, but my companion cavalry, which I led myself, and smashed their lines, winning a decisive victory that opened the gates of Anatolia.
Athens swept down the coast, eliminating the Persian naval threat by capturing key ports like Miletus.
At Gordium, I faced the legendary knot. The prophecy said whoever untied it would rule Asia.
I am a man of action, not patience. I drew my sword and cut the knot in 2. The meaning was clear. I would use any means necessary to achieve my goals.
The climax came at Issus. King Darius III himself, with a massive army, tried to envelop me. But my rapid maneuvering trapped him against the sea. I led a charge straight through his guard, directly at Darius. When the great king fled, casting off his chariot and diadem, his army collapsed. I had him, but he slipped away, leaving behind his mother, wife, and children, my captives, whom I treated with the respect due to royalty.
After Issus, I campaigned south into the Levant. The island city of Tyre resisted me for 7 long months.
When they finally fell, unleashed my wrath, a warning to all who dared delay my destiny. Then came Egypt. They welcomed me as a liberator from Persian rule. The priests declared me the son of the god Zeus Ammon, pharaoh of Egypt. I founded the most enduring city of my name, Alexandria, the future center of learning,
Knowledge and commerce, where the great library would rise. My final, decisive clash with Darius took place at Gaugamela in 331 BC. Darius again gathered a massive army, twice the size of mine, with scythed chariots and elephants.
Yet my tactical genius and the discipline of my phalanx prevailed.
When Darius abandoned his men and fled once more, the glorious Persian Empire ceased to exist. I marched into Babylon, Susa, and finally the ancient capital of Persepolis. I unlocked the great treasury, revealing unimaginable wealth, and I allowed the magnificent city to be burned, the ultimate revenge for the invasions of Greece.
Darius, a broken man, was soon murdered by his own satrap, Bessus. I hunted the usurper down, captured him, and had him executed. To honor the fallen Persian king, I gave Darius a funeral worthy of a king,
thereby declaring myself the legitimate successor and ruler of the entire former Persian Empire.
I had conquered Asia, but I could not stop. I believed the edge of the world lay just beyond the Hindu Kush, and I intended to reach it. My men followed me through the treacherous lands of Bactria, where I married the local princess, Roxana, to solidify my new territories.
In 326 BC, I marched into India. My hardest battle came at the Hydaspes River against King Porus and his war elephants. My faithful warhorse, Bucephalus, died there, and I built a city in his name.
But my men, my invincible Macedonians, finally reached their limit.
They heard rumors of a larger, more powerful empire further east, towards the Ganges. They refused to go on.
The king of the world was forced to turn back by the very men who made him king.
We returned to the heart of the empire, to Susa and Babylon. I saw the future as an integration, a fusion of East and West.
At the Susa weddings, I arranged for 10,000 of my men to marry Persian noblewomen. I, too, took 2 more Persian wives. My vision was a mixed, integrated Hellenic world.
But my men resisted this vision. They saw me adopting the robes and rituals of an Eastern despot and chafed at the practice of proskynesis.
Then, my greatest sorrow, the death of my lifelong friend and second in command, Hephaestion.
I grieved for months and honored him as a quasi-divine hero.
I was planning my next great campaign, the conquest of Arabia.
After a great banquet in Babylon, I fell ill with a fever. I had conquered a world I could not conquer a simple fever. On the 10th or 11th of June, 323 BC, I died in Babylon, aged only 32.
My generals, Ptolemy, Seleucus, Cassander, tore my empire apart in the wars of the Diadochi.
My empire was transient, but my legacy is eternal.
My conquests spread Hellenic culture from Greece to India, ushering in the Hellenistic age.
The fire I ignited continues to burn in the works of great thinkers and the dreams of every conqueror who has ever lived.
I showed the world what one man, driven by fire and destiny, could achieve.
And now, what are you willing to risk for glory?